Okay, I love Brantley Gilbert, and the country star returns with his 7th album. It's called Tattoos. It's a personal journey through the chapters of his life with collaborations from Justin Moore and Gary Levox. On this week's Kurt's Country, we take you backstage at Gilbert's Nashville album release party. He shares insights on the new record, his fans, his balance between music and family with life on the road. NewsNation contributor and host of Kurt's Country, Kurt Bardella, is here to fill us all in. You can catch his latest episode exclusively online. Kurt, I watched it last night. I've never met him before, but he seems great, down to earth, a mama's boy. I mean, what did you walk away feeling?
Yeah, Brantley, he's an incredibly charming person to talk to, but also refreshingly humble, which is frankly a theme that I'm seeing as I get to talk to so many of these country music superstars, just in the mold of Scotty McCreery and Justin Moore, BG. Couldn't have been more delightful to talk to, refreshingly candid about his life, his story, what this album means to him, and the people that he's been able to collaborate with. Yeah, it was just a delightful conversation right before he took that stage downtown on Lower Broadway and performed for tens of thousands of people. I mean, it was a sight.
It was a sight, yeah. And my crew and I were just listening to Bottoms Up, Lost Soul's Prayer, and the commercial break before I came live with you. You also talked to him about his tattoos. Obviously, it's the name of his album, but I like what you said. You pointed out, you know, each one of these really tells the story of your life, right?
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why he went with that title for this album. Tattoos for people like Brantley and people who are in that community, they look at them as markers for very meaningful moments in their life. And he talks about how they mean things, whether it's his family, his journey in sobriety, the highs and the lows of his life. And when we talked about his family, BG's a dad. He's a girl dad. He has a son and another one on the way. He wants to put work out, art that all his kids at varying points in their life can turn to and understand the journey that he has been on, and how things have informed his perspective over the years. It's like the collaboration with Gary Levox, who's best known as the lead singer of Rascal Flatts. You would never expect that iconic voice of Gary with someone like Brantley Gilbert.
Yeah.
But it's a great song about faith. And those are the kinds of songs that he wants his kids one day to experience.
And I want to, if the control room could cue up that sound that we have ready to go, because Kurt, I know you're a dad. I'm a new mom. I loved when you talked about, him being a parent, sobriety, how this has changed things for him and really rocked his world. This is what he had to say.
Everything's different. There was a large chapter of my life where I didn't plan on being anybody's dad or anybody's husband, and it's one of those times looking back now that I'm glad God's plan matters a lot more than mine. And I'm blessed beyond measure, well beyond what I deserve.
Yeah, and he sounds really humble and just thankful for what he's been given. How did he tell you that all of those things have really shaped his approach to music?
Yeah, we talk about how when his career started, almost more than a decade ago now, like it was Brantley Gilbert, the boy, in a lot of ways, who's just ripping through life and having a good time and getting his first brush with fame and celebrity. And here we are all these years later. And, we joked about how the day-to-day soundtrack of his life has changed. Now his house is filled with, cartoons like Paw Patrol playing on in the background,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And I joked about how, yes, and I'm very familiar with Bluey now.
Yeah.
That changes your perspective, aligns you in such a fundamental way. And it was just so refreshing, again, to have that kind of a open conversation with the guy who's known as he's a bad boy. He's got the brass knucks microphone, and he's doing songs about beating people up, and here he is talking about Paw Patrol playing in his house.
Yeah, he does have a gruff exterior, but I'm sure he's just a teddy bear, and it makes you appreciate his music more. I mean, the songs are great to begin with, but when you feel like there's a real person on the other side of those lyrics, it just hits a little bit different. Kurt Bardella, thank you so much, as always, and giving us a behind-the-scenes look at Brantley Gilbert's new album.
Thanks so much, Markie.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.